Hi, I'm Devika.
I'm Anushka.
And I'm Mehek, and our project was on analyzing geographical and climate trends affect the spread of COVID-19. So our motivation was that we're in the middle of a global pandemic and there's just a lot of uncertainty surrounding its causes and effects. So we really wanted to determine what factors actually make it spread and how we can use data that exists already to make predictions about what is to come. So our main research questions are: one, are humidity and temperature factors in the infectability and prevalence of COVID-19? Two, how does the stringency of social distancing in a region affect the spread of the virus over subsequent weeks? And three, can we predict the spread of COVID-19 for different countries through an ML model?
Our methodology for the first research question first involved pre-processing by isolating humidity, temperature, country, and cases for each country, and then we used Seaborn's heat map library to create two graphs, one to compare temperature and one to compare humidity. For these graphs, the x-axis was countries, the y-axis was temperature or humidity, and the z-axis was COVID-19 cases at each intersection of country and temperature or humidity. And we wanted to choose a set of countries that had diverse and varied temperatures and humidities. For the second question, we isolated the Oxford Stringency Index, the Strindex, and only included data from February 21st to April 30th. We also added cases per population for each country to get case density. We then categorized countries based on high social distancing or low social distancing, or stringent or non-stringent, and then got two line charts that plotted case rate over time, and then we made comparisons with that. For the third question, we predicted the spread of COVID-19 through machine learning, and first we pre-processed data by only including countries, cases, population, GDP, and Strindex, and then did additional processing by using group by to aggregate all of this data by country, and then creating a data frame at the end that had information only for each country. We also added cases per population because case density would be our label. We then did a decision tree regressor with max step of 30, and then with the results we got, we plotted a bar chart where the x-axis was country and the y-axis was predicted case density.
So for our results, we realized that temperature seems to affect case rate. So as you can see in the heat map, as temperature goes up, so do cases in the gradient. And this could also just be because the virus started in winter and has gone through to spring, so the peak could have just occurred later in the year where it's hotter. And we also realized that humidity has little to no effect. For the spread of cases in countries, we realized that the high stringency versus low stringency countries had a very similar spread, and there wasn't a flatter curve for either of them. And this could be because of delayed social distancing, leading to a false conclusion. So like Italy, for example, could have started social distancing later and then had to do it for a higher amount, but for less time, and then the virus would have already been in the population. And then for ML model, our results showed that after using GDP, population, and social distancing, that countries with smaller populations seem to have a lower case rate. But we also realized that there are many more factors to consider, and in the future, we'd want to add those into our ML model as well.
So in the future, for our ML model, we might consider adding more features to make our model more accurate, or even completely changing our model. And then to add on to our project, we can make a website where people enter a country to receive predictions about the future.